Okay, while we were off camera, I fished my curds out of my large pot, moved them, and the reason I moved them, this is where it's going to take a little bit of your own ingenuity. What we have to do now is tie this up in the cheesecloth bag and let it sit for about an hour and drain all the way out. What I like doing, like I said, I got a little bit of piano wire. You're going to take the four corners of your cheesecloth, and I put mine underneath the colander kind of to hold them. Then you're going to tie it up. Take this fourth corner and tie it in a little bag. Okay. Then I'm going to take my piano string, just because I couldn't find any twine the other day. You're going to take that, and it doesn't matter what you use. You don't have to do it this way. This is just how I do it. I'm going to run it through the right underneath the knot here. Double it up a little bit, and then I'm going to do it just like you would cleats at a dock, and let it hang. Stay clean. And let it hang and let it drip for about an hour till it quits draining. And then we've just got a couple more steps after this, and we've put it in the press. Okay, we've let the cheese drain for about an hour. The buzzers rang. We've taken it out. It's wrapped in the cheesecloth. You can see it's just a big ball. We're going to put it in another stainless steel bucket. Break it up with our hands to walnut-sized curd. The walnut-sized pieces. We're not breaking it up to just tiny. Then we're going to put in a tablespoon of cheese salt. Like I said before, it should be cheese salt, not table salt, not iodized salt, not kosher salt, or anything. It should be cheese salt. We're going to mix that up. Want to make sure that you have really mixed that salt up real good in the curds. Okay, now that it's mixed, we can put it in the cheese press. Here's the cheese press. I put it in a pie plate so that the whey can drain out. I'm going to put a cookie pan right under there. You could also have that edge go right off into your sink. So now you want to take your cheesecloth, spread it out over the top. You want to make sure that you don't have any wrinkles. Any wrinkles that you've got in your cheesecloth is going to come out in your cheese. So put the cheesecloth in there. I'm going to start packing that with my curds. As you do this for yourself, you'll probably find better ways. By no means do I have the only way. I probably don't even have anything near the best way, but it works for me. It's a big philosophy of mine. I don't try to tell people how to live their life. I try to do what I think is best, and if people want to see how I do things, I'd rather be an example. You want to then take your cheesecloth and lay over the top. And it's really important that that's smooth, okay? If it's not smooth, you're going to have all sorts of wrinkles, all sorts of problems. So you put your follower in there, and then put you some sort of can. Now it's probably not going to fit all the way through, so I can put my bolts on there, and that's okay. Now the first time you want to do it, you want to put 10 pounds on it for 15 minutes. My weights are a pound a piece. These probably, well, these definitely aren't the best kind of weights to be using. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You want to make sure that it's equal. We're going to let it sit there for about 15 minutes, and then we're going to flip it around. So I'm going to set my timer. We're going to come back, and I'm going to show you how to flip it. Okay, so it sat for 10 pounds for 15 minutes, and you see all the whey that's came off of it. Now what we're going to do is flip it around. You also see how it's started to slide down the bolts. We take the top off. I'm going to flip it around. See how that's flat, smooth? You just flip it completely over. It's got the indent here, I don't know if you can see it, of the pie plate. Drain all that off a little bit. Okay, now put that back on there. Put the can back on there. Don't want that to fall off and ruin all my good cheese. Then I'm going to take my 20 pounds of weight. I'm going to sit it on there, and I'm going to let it sit undisturbed for 12 hours. Then I'm going to flip it one more time and let it sit for another 12 hours, and then I'm going to peel off the cheesecloth. Had the cheese sitting out overnight. We've flipped it every 12 hours like the recipe calls for. Now it's time to take the cheese out of the press and start the aging process. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it out of the press. And when we take this out, you know, it's been under weight, it's been under pressure, so the cheese and the cheesecloth are going to be kind of pressed together. So, get that, push it out. Down. Gotta be real careful when you peel this off not to separate the cheese, not to rip the cheese. As you look at it, you can see some indentations every once in a while where I wasn't, where I had wrinkles in the cloth. So now I'm going to set it out on a wooden cutting board, and we're going to let it sit, and then every couple hours, you know, we're going to turn it over because there's still some moisture in here. So we're going to keep turning it so that it can dry out. Now, about 3 to 5 days is going to take to age this enough where it gets a rind so we can wax it.